ICE agents are not identifying themselves and tackling people to the ground. Fathers who have 3 people that are in the U.S. military, tackling people and arresting people outside of courtrooms, giving people no due process and sending them to El Salvador. Because if you like some of the things he's doing with immigration, or do you like all the things? Because this is part of immigration. So, William, what do you think about this press conference this morning? What do you think about the fact that birthright citizenship, it could be the beginning of the end of birthright citizenship? I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on that.
I don't think it's the beginning of the end. Do you?
Yeah, I do. We heard the same thing about Roe versus Wade. What do you think about that? Do you agree with me that if you're born in this country, you should be a legal citizen, period? What are your thoughts on that?
If you're here and not brought here for money, like the people that cross the border to give birth here, like they talk about in the past, as long as you didn't pay somebody to bring you here to have your child born here, then I agree with you.
Then what would you say about Donald Trump? Because he disagrees with you. And apparently so does the conservative Supreme Court. This is one step towards ending birthright citizenship.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that if you pay for it, you shouldn't be a
right.
citizen.
But we know that's not what I understand. I understand what you're saying, William, but that's not what the Donald Trump administration is saying. They basically want to abolish birthright citizenship. That's their objective. This is just the start. You're not okay with that, are you?
No, that's their aim.
William, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I mean, this.
No, that's true. But the reason I called, okay, is was there a rush to judgment to see how successful the bombing raid was in Iran?
I think the rush to judgment was the guy that said it was obliviated.
Oh, no, but was there a rush to judgment? Do you feel that way?
No, I think we were going by our own intelligence. I think the rush to judgment was from Donald Trump and his administration using the term obliteration. We are going by the first reports that came out. We are also going by the intelligence that we have, that they had a day's notice and there were trucks that were leaving the facility days before the attack. There was no evidence of uranium that was taken or taken out. No, there's no direct evidence that this was successful. So no, I don't think anybody's rushing to judgment. We're going by the initial intelligence reports, some of which were leaked. If there's anybody that's rushing to judgment to try to make himself look good, wouldn't that be Donald Trump, who said everything was obliterated? He said that again today.
There's an appearance of a rush to judgment.
By who?
By whoever says anything without knowing what really happened and wasn't there.
But I'm going by, okay, let's talk about me. I'm going by the initial intelligence reports that were leaked, which are saying that at worst case scenario, they were set back a month or 2 with their nuclear capabilities. We also know that there's video that is showing trucks that were leaving the facility less than 2 days before the attack. We don't seem to know what were in those trucks. I would imagine probably stuff that they didn't want to get destroyed. Just based on the intelligence that we have, it shows that this was not the successful mission that Donald Trump would like to lead you to believe, William.
But to me, and I'm not the smartest person, do you think the Mossad knows more than we know?
Do I think who?
The Mossad, Israel.
Yeah. What I think is Israel wants to make Donald Trump look good. It was their goal all along with Bibi Netanyahu to get Donald Trump to buy into this war and to get involved. He was sadly successful. I don't trust.
They used them?
Absolutely, 100%. I don't trust and when we say use them, they use Donald Trump because Donald Trump is ultimately the guy.
Why I said they used him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
So I still believe Mossad has that thing so infiltrated, we can't even comprehend it, and they'll never tell us.
That might be true, but Joe Biden didn't do this. He didn't start a war with Iran. Barack Obama didn't do this. He didn't use bombs with Iran. He did it with his words. Donald Trump did it with bombs. You can't be okay with that.
If and only if they were close to getting something that could hurt the U.S., then I would agree he did the right thing.
We've been hearing that for 30 years. What makes you think it's true now?
That's why I wish the Mossad would come out, but they're pretty tight-lipped.
Well, they're only going to say things to benefit themselves. We've been hearing the same thing for 30 years. If it was true, then we would know about it by now. I think this is a load of garbage. That's what I think.
Right. And there hasn't been to this point a solution for the Middle East. You agree?
Well, what do you mean by solution? I mean, listen, there have been
I read,
conflict. There's been conflict in the
right.
Middle East since I've been alive, that's for sure, and many years before that.
That's what I'm saying.
This isn't
it
any,
may be unsolvable.
but it doesn't mean we start an ill-advised war like we started in Iraq with lies about weapons of mass destruction. And I believe we're being lied to here. And Donald Trump is as you said, he's the dummy. He's the puppet.
No, the U.S. uses Israel, and Israel used Donald Trump.
How did the U.S. use Israel when Joe Biden was president?
Oh no, now I'm saying.
Okay, now. So, William, what does it take? I mean, you know, we agree on this. We agree on what's going on in Ukraine. We agree on the birthright citizenship stuff. These are really important issues. Can't we say that he has been a terrible president, at least for the first 5 months? Can you admit that?
I would say that he's done good and bad.
What has he done good?
The tariffs in the long run will help the U.S. dollar potentially.
Okay, so you're making an assumption about that. Most people that are in that field would tell you that we're headed towards a recession. So what has he done good that we know of for sure? Because I can give you things that Joe Biden did good. Not like, well,
I would say
yeah, go ahead.
The best thing he ever did was temporary, close the border and try to get a hold of everything that's going on.
When it comes to immigration, is that what you're referring to?
Well, do you know how much money people were making for paying $5,000 to $10,000 to sneak people across the border endlessly?
Well, a lot of people did that in Trump's first administration as well. But I would also say, do you know how much money that the country is losing by deporting people that pay their taxes, that are nonviolent criminals, that are getting no due process? Do you know how much money the country is losing by so many of these people that are working jobs that most Americans don't want to work? So I think you can make the argument on the other side as well, couldn't you?
Well, there's good and bad. No one person, like I always say, is qualified to be president.
Okay, I mean, that's a general statement, but you said you like what he's doing as far as immigration is concerned. Do you want to live in a country where ICE agents are not identifying themselves and tackling people to the ground? Fathers who have 3 people that are in the U.S. military, tackling people and arresting people outside of courtrooms, giving people no due process and sending them to El Salvador? Because if you like some of the things he's doing with immigration, or do you like all the things? Because this is part of immigration.
Okay, so here's what I would say in wrapping up. That one caller a couple before was very intelligent, and he was calm and well-spoken. I want you to ask the next caller, not counting what you've seen on TV, how Trump has affected their life, and just see what they say.
Well, you could ask me.
Okay, ratings are through the roof. Go ahead, answer it. I'm joking, Brent.
How has Trump affected my life?
your everyday life.
Well, number one, I will tell you that I never had to see a bunch of Proud Boy members and white supremacists looking like soldiers with guns on their back when I go to events. I've never felt scared for my life until Donald Trump became president. I never got death threats. I've received death threats, okay, from MAGA Trump supporters. My job has never been threatened because of a president winning office until Donald Trump became president and called me the enemy, people like me, the enemy of the people. I've never had.
I don't think he would ever say to your face, you're the enemy.
He made a general term that members of the media are enemy of the people. We're vermin. We're enemy of the people. There were pipe bombs that were sent to CNN because he kept calling, and he continues to call CNN fake news.
Isn't your show mostly opinion, Brian?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So, see, he would never say something bad about you for having an opinion on anything.
Really? He just told members of CBS and CNN that they should be fired. He just told people, because they got leaked intelligence that they received, that they should be fired on the spot. He's calling on members of the media to be fired from their jobs. And many of these people not even sharing opinions, facts. You can't be okay with that.
No, but that's not you. I was just wondering, do you have less fun? Do you not go out to dinner? Do you have to research more? How has it directly affected you?
Well, I gave you a couple of examples, and I can certainly give you many, many more. I can tell you it certainly makes my life far more stressful. I can tell you,
Okay.
I can
how
tell
about
you, I can tell you my friends and family. I can tell you particularly people of color, friends of mine that happen to be black are more scared now than they ever were before. When Donald Trump talks about having a purge, when Donald Trump is deporting people from family members of people that I know that are friends of mine that are affecting them, affecting their health. I know somebody personally that is going to be deported. He has 4 months, a good friend of mine. It's affecting me. It's affecting my health mentally. And it certainly is affecting my friends and certain members of my family. I have never received a death threat in the radio business until Donald Trump became president of the United States. I have never been in fear of my life before. Never.
And do you have any idea who it was from and why?
Well, yeah, because I am anti-Donald Trump and I speak my mind. And this is from people who listen to this show who directly are Trump supporters. So, yeah, I know exactly.
Okay.
Do I know the person's name? No, but based on the letters that I've received, absolutely. These are from people that don't like the things I say on the radio on a regular basis.
Okay, so you have a lot more callers. If you shoot over 78, then I know that you're under stress.
Well, we'll have to see about that. We'll see about that, my friend. But William, I do appreciate the phone call.
And no gimme.
All right, fair enough, William. I appreciate the phone call, my friend. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Yep. You have a good rest of your weekend as well. I try to be as honest as I can with people. And Donald Trump is affecting all of us in one way or the other. And it's not because we have Trump fellatio syndrome or Trump derangement syndrome or whatever people would like to call it. It's because we can separate fact from fiction.